Welcome to Assistant on Air, where we have conversations with people who build for Google Assistant. I'm Jessica, and I'll be your host today. I'm a developer advocate for Google Assistant. Today, we'll be chatting with Denis, who is a Google developer expert for Google Assistant, and we'll be chatting about community. Hey, Denis.
Hi, Jessica.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Denis, tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, so my name is Denis Valášek. I'm from Czech Republic. I'm Google developer expert for Google Assistant. I'm a young software developer, and I'm also a GDG Ostrava organizer.
Can you tell the audience a little bit about what is a GDG?
Okay, so GDG stands for Google Developer Group. It's like community all over the world that organizes like Google-related events, mainly for developers.
So why do you do all of this work as a GDE and a GDG? Like, what's your motivation?
I really like the people and connecting with them and like learning new things, and this is a great way how to do it.
Oh, so did you learn about Google Assistant through GDG, or did you do Google Assistant and that led you to GDG? What was first?
First was the GDG, but I didn't learn the Google Assistant there, sadly.
So what led you into being a GDG lead?
Okay, so when I'm in high school, one of our teachers started like creating Google Education Group events. His name was Petr Talon, and that was what like led me to discover the world of Google communities. Mm-hmm. And after a few years, because I was 12 at the time, I joined at the DevAsk, like the GDG Ostrava community, and that's how I got to the GDG.
So not everyone knows what DevAsk is. I know I do because I used to run them too. But what is DevAsk?
Yeah, like DevAsk is like one of the biggest developer festivals around the world that connects all the developers with all the Googliness, I would say, that they can develop, and they learn new things, new software features, what's new in Google, and they learn all the stuff that they need.
That's amazing. So you got your kind of foot in the door through these type of events at that age. That's awesome. That's fantastic. And it sounds like not that nothing stopped you, but that you just kind of tried things out, and little by little you've been doing a little more and a little more. So did you ever think you'd be here and like being a GDE expert?
No. This is so great, but yeah, I'm grateful I think one of the reasons I could be here is because of the community, and that's great.
Oh, definitely. I second that too.
I'm so thankful for that.
Right. It's amazing how when you find a group of people who are supportive and kind and want to share information, like your learning just goes so much faster and easier. And the fact that you've turned around and now you're teaching others about Actions on Google is amazing. What type of things do you do to teach others about Google Assistant?
Mostly we do talks and workshops, and lately more hackathons and.
Oh, hackathons. What type of hackathons are you doing? Like, are they one-day ones? Because conversation actions are very different than GUI or anything Android or mobile or web. So how do you do this?
Yeah, it takes a lot of time, but mostly we do 24-hour hackathons, so whole day. But we did once a 3-day one, and that was fun.
Oh, wow. I'm assuming that the quality of the action might be different from a 24-hour to a 3-day.
Yeah.
How do you support folks? Is it their first time going to the hackathon? Like, are they familiar with Actions on Google first, or do you have to teach them there?
None of them is most of the time. So we just do the introduction and the workshops before the hackathon, and after that, they at least know what to do, and then they are free to ask whenever they need to help. But yeah, that's mostly the part that they leave the project after the hackathon done, and that's sad.
Well, and I know I would attend a lot of hackathons back in the day, and I would start something, and I'm like, that's cool, and then I was done. But for those folks that continue, do you help mentor them? Are they still reaching out to you? Because are you their kind of go-to person?
Yeah, feel free to ask me anytime when they want, but yeah, that's of course possibility for them.
You're still in high school, right?
Yes.
That's amazing. So after building that action, I know you've built a different action that's a little bit bigger and a little bit more complex. So can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I developed an action called Community Guide, and it connects all the GDGs across the globe. So you can ask about whatever group you want, and it will give you the answer about their events, what are they, where are they, and what's happening in the group.
That is amazing. Because we've talked before, I made one, an action for a particular GDG, and that's assuming that people know that there's a GDG within their community. And I remember us chatting, and you're like, well, I'm doing it all the GDs, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming because you've built this kind of meteor action, you've seen kind of, it could be, there's a lot of work to it. And so have you been working on tooling to make it easier?
Yeah, so I have developed extensions for Visual Studio Code, which enables you to like speed up your development. So it creates snippets for you, so it's just type few characters and it will autocomplete for you the task that you need to do for Action at Google.
That's great. Can you give me like an example of like you're making it?
So when you are starting a new project and you need all the boilerplate for it, you just type AOG and it will autocomplete the boilerplate for you. So that's one of my favorite when I do workshops or something like that. I don't need to copy and paste everything. I just type AOG and it's finished. And when you are creating new intent, enter, finished.
Perfect. Because I know sometimes when I'm making an intent, I'll copy from the one, and it's like, oh, the delete.
Yeah.
So once you release that tool, I was like, oh, this is so cool. Even when I'm starting with a boilerplate, I would still go GitHub to AOJ, copy, paste.
Exactly.
So I remember when you did that was definitely useful and so helpful.
Thank you.
And when you built that, did you have plans on having this be for everyone, or was this tool just for you? Like, what was your motivation for that?
Yeah, I wanted to like make it easier. So I just looked what the solutions are to enable it, and I found that I could do it, and it was quite easy to learn how to do it for everyone, not just for me. So I decided to open source it. That would be a cool project. So
that's fantastic. So let's say there's somebody out there right now, they're listening to what you're saying. They're like, you know what? Denis is awesome. I want to do things like that. So what would be some suggestions that people could do, or some resources that you have that maybe they could use?
Okay, so there's lots of resources. We have Action and Google GitHub. We have many projects that you can work on, code labs if you want to join Action and Google developers, and of course community is the main point here. So join a community, GDG probably near you. That would be great.
And if there isn't one, they can always start one like
yes.
and be a leader like you. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Denis, for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we hope that you enjoyed today's episode. If you want to hear the full interview, check out Assisted on Air podcast on your favorite podcast platform. I've been Jessica. Chat with you next time.